Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's doing well. Want to use this as a quick moment to, as the title suggests, have a little bit of an open diary dialogue out into the void, I suppose. I definitely think that writing is one of the best gifts that we've been given as humanity, using it to express ourselves. Unfortunately, there's this connotation that being sensitive equal in what is true, being sensitive, being vulnerable equals weakness, and that weakness is unmanlike or unbecoming because the emotions and thoughts that come when you're really vulnerable are scary, and we want to avoid that pain as much as possible. I know I have. But art breeds vulnerability, or rather, it is the God, let me come up with some stupid metaphor. It is art is the giant, comically large, turbo powered fan that blows back away every layer of our ego and every layer of our self and who we think we are and who we posture ourselves to be, and just leaves that small, vulnerable fetus. You know, for people who don't read the thesauruses, what I'm trying to say is that art makes people vulnerable when it connects with you. And that's what it does for me. And I literally don't know where I would be without it at this point, whether it be music, whether it be writing, whether it be journaling, whether it be playing my instruments just by myself in my room. It brings me peace. And that's what it did tonight. I was writing the song. It's not going to be finished for a while. It's called "Depression Was Easier in 2018," and I was writing a verse for it. And it was essentially about what my mind state in middle school, circa that would have been what 2017, 2018. It must have been 2020 a year school year 2017, 2018, right? No, it would have been 2018, 2019. Had to have been. Sorry for all the errors. Um, I wasn't going through a good time at that point, and being black, family members they don't really believe in mental health and therapy or whatever. So emotions and bad feelings are just kind of assumed to be your fault. You know, regardless of what's going on in your life, it's just like, oh, you gotta. It's just a byproduct of growing up as a man and growing up as a minority. It just kind of is what it is. But being able to dismantle that and that verse that I was writing really just brought me back to those first days in middle school, how things got marginally better, and I was just so dissatisfied, thinking that that was going to be it, that I would life couldn't get better than this, and this is as good as it was going to get, and thinking to myself that I didn't want to live. And you don't really open up about that sort of stuff, or because it's not, it just you just kind of like your friends make jokes about it, suicide and all this other awful stuff that middle schoolers joke about. So it's just no room to really have a genuine dialogue with people that immature when you're more mature, or at least you think you are. So being able to dismantle that, again, it made me scared. It made me vulnerable. It really brought me back to that time and why, made me consider why I was treated the way I was treated at home and school, how I thought about myself more so. What those were all byproducts of who I could and couldn't find refuge in, where I could and couldn't get sympathy and why. And I think that most children are abused, unfortunately. And the part about admitting the fact that you were abused as a child is that like it makes you think, or at least in my experience, that you're just born broken, you know, that there's no point in getting better because your life is being controlled and pulled by strings that you can't really see. that you can't do anything about because those things already happen. And it's a saddening thought, a debilitating and depressive thought. But if I hadn't written that verse, I wouldn't have been able to come to the conclusion that I have a lot of people who care about me, but most importantly, I can care about me in the same way that I want others to, I can do for myself, and that everybody needs to be accountable and care for themselves and give themselves as much love as possible. Not waiting for the right woman to come around and fix everything, or no amount of friends or talking with people about, not to say that talking to people, filling that need for self love with other vapid, nonsensical things. And I realized that I need to be my own cheerleader. It doesn't make the pain go away, but it helps me deal with it. Writing, making music helps me deal with it way more than some family members have. I think that's just the beauty of art. You don't need to be a self proclaimed artist, you need to do it as a living to experience this. Just journaling once, not even once a day, like once every 2 days or once a week about how your week went, or just looking at a page, putting on a 5 minute timer and just going. Your pen or pencil doesn't even leave the page and just writing how you feel. Because it can lead you to some strange conclusions that you might have not come for or come towards otherwise. It's a strong thing, it's a grounding thing. It's grounding yet uplifting. So, to anybody else dealing with these things, I implore you, especially if you're creative, to create. Get those emotions out, no matter how juvenile or unwarranted or unworthy you think you are to feel them. You are worthy. It's you. I'm so sorry. My charger is the worst charger in the world, and I need to position it in a different way every time that electricity stops flowing, or else my computer dies like in 2 seconds. So, sorry. But yeah, that's all. That's my little tidbit, my little diary entry. I hope you all are doing well. Please stay safe. Stay together right now because times are crazy and getting worse every day. Hold on to each other, keep each other accountable and aware. If you're in a neighborhood where ICE is at, please be safe. Let other people know, get a group chat. Allow yourself to notify other people if your family members are in places where they're at. Text them to, message them to, hold each other accountable and hold each other together. All I gotta say. Have a good night, everybody. Much love. Peace. Oh, I missed.